Picture this. The arena is filled with the deafening cheers of fans, the tension in the air almost tangible. Sweat drips from the fighters as they prepare to face each other in the ring. But for one man, the ring was more than just a place of combat. It was where he would shape his legacy, push the limits of human endurance, and defy expectations. This man is none other than Vasyl Lomachenko. Born in 1988 in Bilhorod-Dnistrovskyi, Ukraine, Vasyl's childhood was humble. His parents, Anatoly and Irina Lomachenko, were not wealthy by any means, but they gave their son everything they had: discipline, love, and a strong belief in his potential. Anatoly, a former boxer and coach, was particularly driven to make Vasyl succeed. From the moment Vasyl could walk, his father saw something special in him. Anatoly's vision was clear. He would craft a champion, but not just any champion. A fighter who could think, move, and adapt in ways that others couldn't. Most boxing champions begin their journey with a pair of gloves. But for Vasyl, the first step was a pair of dance shoes. Anatoly enrolled him in Ukrainian folk dance classes when he was just a child. It may seem like an unusual choice for a future boxer, but it was a brilliant one. The grace, agility, and balance that Vasyl developed through dance were the bedrock of his future success. His fluid movement in the ring was unmatched, something that even his fiercest competitors couldn't replicate. It's no wonder that Vasyl's boxing style earned him the nickname the Matrix, as his movements appeared almost impossible to follow. The precision with which he moved, dodging punches while landing his own, was nothing short of extraordinary. But it wasn't just the physical aspects of training that set Vasyl apart. Anatoly also focused heavily on his mental preparation. From a young age, Vasyl was taught to analyze his opponents, read their body language, and exploit their weaknesses. Anatoly's lessons went far beyond basic boxing technique. He taught Vasyl to think several steps ahead, to approach each fight as a chess game, not just a brawl. The result was a fighter who could not only outbox his opponents, but outsmart them as well. By the time he was a teenager, Vasyl was already a force to be reckoned with. His amateur boxing career was nothing short of remarkable. With 396 victories and only one loss, Vasyl established himself as one of the greatest amateur boxers in history. The one loss? It came in the 2007 World Championships to the Russian boxer Albert Selimov. But instead of being discouraged, Vasyl used that defeat as fuel. He would face Selimov again in 2009 and 2011, and each time he emerged victorious, proving that even the greatest champions are not immune to setbacks. Winning 2 Olympic gold medals in 2008 and 2012 further cemented Vasyl's place in the history books. His footwork, his ability to control the pace of a fight, and his unmatched speed made him a dominant force in the amateur boxing world. At just 24 years old, he had already achieved what most fighters only dream of in their entire careers. But despite all his success, Vasyl remained grounded, knowing that his true test would come once he turned professional. In 2013, Vasyl Lomachenko made the leap to professional boxing, a move that would define his career. Most boxers take several years to climb through the ranks and earn a title shot, but not Vasyl. So, in just his second professional fight, he challenged for the WBO featherweight title. The decision shocked the boxing world. It was a move that most would consider too risky, too soon. But for Vasyl, risk was part of his identity. He wasn't afraid to fail, he was afraid of never trying. Vasyl's second fight ended in a controversial loss to Orlando Salido, but he didn't let the defeat define him. His comeback was swift, and by his third fight, he claimed the WBO featherweight title, making history. This was just the beginning. Over the next few years, Vasyl continued to dominate, earning titles in multiple weight classes. His ability to seamlessly move between divisions, taking on the best and brightest in each, earned him widespread recognition as one of the greatest boxers of his generation. What made Vasyl's rise even more impressive was his unorthodox style. While many boxers relied on sheer power, Vasyl relied on technique, agility, and precision. He often made his opponents look helpless, as if they were always one step behind. The way he danced around his opponents, slipping punches and landing combinations, was like watching a master at work. It was an art form. But no career is without its challenges. In 2020, Vasyl faced one of the biggest tests of his life when he lost to Teofimo Lopez in a highly anticipated unification bout. The loss was devastating, not just for Vasyl, but for his fans around the world. But what many didn't know was that Vasyl had been battling a shoulder injury for months leading up to the fight. The injury was so severe that it required surgery shortly after the fight. For a fighter like Vasyl, the recovery process wasn't just physical, it was emotional and mental too. Rehabilitation was a lonely, painful journey, but Vasyl's determination never wavered. His mindset was clear. Setbacks were not defeats, they were lessons. "I've learned more from my losses than my wins," he once said. A loss teaches you what you need to improve. A win doesn't always do that. His injury became a turning point in his career, not just because of the physical pain, but because it forced him to reevaluate his approach to boxing and life. While the world was focused on his boxing career, Vasyl's greatest source of strength came from his family. His wife, Elena, has been his constant support throughout his journey. Their love story goes back to their youth, and Elena has always been there, whether Vasyl was celebrating a victory or recovering from a painful defeat. Vasyl often credits Elena with being the one who keeps him grounded, reminding him of what truly matters beyond the ring. Their relationship has been a model of dedication and sacrifice. While Vasyl was training and traveling the world, Elena managed their home and cared for their 2 children. They've created a family that is the bedrock of Vasyl's life. Despite his fame and success, Vasyl has always prioritized his family, understanding that true happiness lies in the moments spent with loved ones. "Boxing is what I do, but family is who I am," Vasyl once said. It's a sentiment that resonates deeply with anyone who has ever pursued a dream at the cost of time spent with those they love. In the quiet moments away from the lights of the ring, Vasyl finds his peace in his family's embrace. Over the course of his career, Vasyl has accumulated significant wealth, an estimated $20 million. But unlike many athletes who flaunt their riches, Vasyl uses his wealth to give back to those in need. He has contributed to various charitable causes, particularly those supporting underprivileged children in Ukraine. Education and sports development are close to his heart, as he believes they are key to giving the next generation the opportunities they need to succeed. Despite his fame and fortune, Vasyl remains remarkably humble. He understands that wealth is fleeting, but the impact you make on others' lives is everlasting. His humility, combined with his desire to help others, is what truly sets him apart. Vasyl's story isn't just about boxing, it's about resilience, dedication, and the pursuit of greatness against all odds. It's about how one man from a small town in Ukraine took his passion and turned it into a lifelong mission. His story is a reminder that setbacks are a part of the journey, not the end of it. That even in our lowest moments, there's always an opportunity for growth. Vasyl's determination to overcome every challenge, both inside and outside the ring, is an inspiration to us all. So let me ask you, how did Vasyl's story make you feel? Did it inspire you to push through your own obstacles? Maybe it's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating one. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the life of a true champion, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. There are more incredible stories to tell, and you won't want to miss them.